What does Nietzsche believe? He believes that strength is moral glory, that courage is the highest form of morality, that life is hierarchical, that everything's elitist. There's a hierarchy in each individual. There's a hierarchy in every group of individuals. There's a hierarchy between groups of individuals. Inequality is what right-wing ideas really mean. Right-wing ideas aren't just a bit of flag waving and baiting a few Muslims. Right-wing ideas are spiritually about inequality. The left loves equality. It believes we're all the same and we must be treated the same. And they believe that as a morality, as a moral good which will be imposed. We've been ruled by liberal ideas for many centuries, but in the most acute form in the last 50 years. Liberal ideas say that men and women are the same and are interchangeable. That war is morally bad, that all races are the same and should all live together. That a population that just exists in a country is just a zone, it's just an economic area. That everything's based on nationalism and materialism and is purely a calculation of economic self-interest. People are unequal. 75% of it's genetic and biological. Partly criminality is biological. Predisposition to drug addictions are biological. Intelligence is biological. Beauty is biological. Ferocity or a predisposition to it is biological. Intellect is biological. You can do a bit, but you're born to be what you are. And we should celebrate what we were born to be, because we have created 90% of value in modernity. I am a modernist in many ways, because I believe we created a modern world that has been taken away from what it could have been. The modern and that which preceded it are not necessarily in complete opposition. If people with our sorts of values ruled modernity, everything about this society would be at one level the same and in every other respect completely different. People would still drive, contemporary cars, there'd still be jets, and there'd still be supercomputers and so on. But the texture and the nature of life would be different in every respect. How so? Firstly, cultures would be monoethnic. Secondly, there would be a respect for the past glories of our civilization. Thirdly, we would not preface every attempt to be strong by saying, I'm sorry for what we have done. We're not sorry. The chap came up to me and said, wouldn't it be better if we presented ourselves as the victims? And the problem with that is that it's what everyone else does. And it can be done because there are many white victims in this society now, in the way that it's going. But if you concentrate on pain and defeat, you will breed resentment. And I believe that resentment and pity are the things to be avoided. Stoicism should be our way. Courage should be our way. When somebody pushes you, you push them back. When somebody's false to you, you're false to them. When somebody's friendly to you, you are to them. You fight for your own country and your own group and your own culture and your own civilization at your own level and in your own way. And when somebody says, apologise for this or that, you say, no. I regret nothing. The glory of our type is not behind us. We can be great again. Greatness is in the mind and in the fist. And it's the strength which exists up here, which is the thing that we have to cultivate. I believe that strength comes from belief in things which are philosophically grounded and appear real to you. We must return again to sets of ideas which suit us, that are cardinal for us, that are metaphysically objective and subjective, that see the flux and warp and weft of life and its complicatedness, but know there are absolute standards upon which things are based. That for me is life. Fire, energy, glory, and thinking. Thinking is the important thing. Being white isn't enough. Being English isn't enough. Being British isn't enough. Know what you are. In this book, to read about your own culture is a revolutionary act. Knowledge is power. Listen to live music. Go to the National Gallery. It's free. You can stay hours in there. Look at what we've produced as a group. This is what the Muslims teach their people, to be totally proud of what you are in your own confirmation of identity. Because identity is divine. So if somebody says to you, you're descended from brigands, which is in a sense, individually, what that sort of contrary ideology is, you say, well, I'm not going to bother about dickers and who did what to whom. I've overcome that. Oh, well, I don't like the sound of that. That's a bit illiberal. And I'd say, you just say, liberalism is moral syphilis. And I'm stepping over it. Well, I don't like the sound of that. You sound like a bit of a fascist to me. And I'd say, there's nothing wrong with fascism. Nothing wrong with fascism at all. If we can't overcome the weapons which are used against us, we will disappear. When the Greeks sacked a city in internal warfare, everyone will be enslaved. But they did not remember when their bards sang of their victories that they had denied the human rights of other Greek city-states. No people can survive if it incorporates as a mental substructure an anti-heroic myth about itself.